SNU stars, welcome to another new episode of SNU Amplified, where it is real, raw and unfiltered. Today, I am your host Vinita, and we are going to be talking about moving out from Daddy's Den to Downing Street. And here on this episode, we are joined with us a very lovely friend and a lovely person with us, Priya Darshini. Hi Priya.
Hi Vinita. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you could make it, Priya. So how was your day?
My day has been, it's very hot.
Yeah.
To start with, it's very hot. Yeah, we've been waiting to shoot this episode for so long. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh my god. And how was your first day in college like?
My first day in college was very complicated. I entered class with all these hopes of having new friends and all. And I was late for my first day. I was lost in campus and I entered class. I see so many people just staring into my soul.
Yeah.
Like they don't know who I am, where I came from. And I was just quiet. First few weeks, I was quiet in a corner. It was very different from what I expected.
God, I cannot even imagine how you might be feeling so awkward and so like out of place at that time.
Right.
My God. And I heard that you came from Sikkim, right?
Right.
So how was your journey and what made you decide to move out from Sikkim and come to such a humid city like Calcutta and choose psychology as your major?
Well, coming to Kolkata was not really an option.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Bangalore. I told my dad I want to go to Bangalore. I want to study in this university. And my dad said, well, it's going to be very far from me to come back home, right? I have never really left home, ever. And my dad said that if I ever feel homesick, there's not going to be any option for me to, to run to come back home.
Yeah.
So dad also studied in Kolkata and he said, it's safe, it's better, it's beautiful. And he said, I'm going to love it here. And it's the best far near option for me. So I was like, okay, let's try Kolkata.
Oh my God. So, and did you have a college that you already knew that you wanted to be in, or were you just applying to different places and then you got into SNU?
Yeah, I was very indecisive about what I wanted to study and where I wanted to study.
Yeah.
I never really knew about all this. I applied to everything that I possibly could. I applied everywhere, best ones, bad ones, horrible ones. But I'm glad I got into SNU.
And is it because of the campus and the greenery that got your attention?
New town and like this area, this college is just perfect. It's how I like it. People do what they want to do. Everyone's into their own business. It's very peaceful. It's small. That's how I want it. It's very cozy. It's homely.
I can totally understand. I think that is how most of us even applied to SNU because it's such a beautiful campus, honestly.
Right.
And when you moved out from Sikkim again, where did you initially stay and how has that journey been like to live on your own?
When I first came to Calcutta for a year, I was living in the Sandry Homes hostel. Very good hostel, honestly. It's the SNU hostel. Everything, they provided us with everything. There was AC, washing machine, fridge, TV, everything. They would fix anything that would get spoiled anytime. There was food, there was bus services. The reason I left that hostel was because of food. I'm a pure vegetarian. So I wouldn't really eat if there was non-veg and veg kept together or served with the same spoon by accident. So that was a problem. That's why I left, or else I wouldn't have. After that, I lived into a PG for 5-6 months. It was also a pure veg PG. That's why I shifted there. But like food was very spicy for me to tolerate. We don't really eat so much spicy there. And then I had to leave that place again because of food. And now I live in a flat on my own and I cook my own food. I do my own stuff.
My God, that's been quite a journey with you living on your own and changing so many places.
Right.
My God. And how was your when you're talking about your first day, you just mentioned now. So how did you was it very easy for you to make friends, or did you take some time to settle in and then make friends?
Honestly, knowing my pattern, I am the kind of person who would make friends anywhere, anyhow. Like, I don't take time. But in college, it was kind of difficult for me. It was very new. There was a lot of language barrier as well. Making my first friend only took me a few weeks. But that was okay. I slowly started talking to people. I made my first friend. She and I were like the most similar people ever. And we both didn't know how to make friends. Slowly we started talking to everyone. And thank goodness, Our department is the sweetest department ever because we talked to everyone and everyone was so kind and nice to us that we were friends with everyone. The entire class was our friend.
I mean, that's honestly an added benefit to
Right.
have very friendly people in your department,
right.
honestly. And when we're talking about friends only, getting to this point, do you still have contact with your school friends, or have you lost contact with adulting?
Honestly, the people that I grew up with, I am still in touch with these people. They have my heart, these people. I am still in touch with most of them,
Yeah.
if not all. On the process, I kind of lost track with a few, but right now also, if I go back home and I see them suddenly after so many months, they're still gonna be the same. I know that they're my ride and die. They're gonna be there forever.
So they are your true homies,
right.
honestly.
Homies, right.
And what? Also, I think I just asked you this question about how did you choose psychology and
Right.
why did you choose psychology out of all subjects?
Right. Well, when I was choosing, what to study,
Yeah.
where to go, I did not know what I want to do in life, right? And it was very stressful for me that entire time. And I used to go to my father and always tell him, I think I might need therapy. I need to calm down. I think I'll get my life together. And my dad said, absolutely not. That's for crazy people. I am not going to pay for that. And then I used my brains and I'm like, fine, don't pay for therapy. Pay for my degree instead. Pay for psychology. And he was very glad that I was trying to do psychology. So, if he could not pay for my therapy, at least he's paying for my degree.
That's a very smart move, honestly.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people could now use this, right?
Right.
And okay, so when we're also talking about moving out, living on your own and living by yourself, did you know how to cook, do laundry, cleaning, or did you learn it out here?
Learned in the process. When I was at home, I swear to God, I did not know how to do anything. People might think I'm very spoiled in that sense, but well, I was. Obviously my mom forced me. She told me to learn all these things. I'll need it later. But I always had that in the back of my mind. I'm always gonna stay in a hostel.
Yeah,
I'm never
yeah.
gonna live on my own. I never thought that I would. I never thought that I would leave a place where there's someone looking after me, right? Coming to Kolkata was sudden. Leaving the hostel was sudden, right? So I never really learned all this. I never put in that effort. But once I started living on my own, I realized there are 100 new things that you need to learn and you need to know.
True.
So on the process, I learned how to cook. I learned laundry, cleaning, cooking, everything that I need.
Yeah.
And now I'm not perfect still. I just know a little, but I'm getting there.
I mean, yeah, that's how you learn, I think, and that's part of adulting. You
Right.
make mistakes and then you do something else and you figure your way out, honestly.
Right.
That's I think what adulting is,
Right,
right?
right,
At least
right.
for us.
Yes.
And how did you manage your budgets?
Budget, I still can't. Honestly, being very honest, I still cannot manage my budget. I don't
Yeah.
think there's. It's been 2 years I'm into Kolkata. Before, I used to finish my money very soon. Slowly, I started telling my mom to give it to me, in parts.
Yeah.
20 days make bar, after 15 days, we say. And then again, when my mom used to do that. She still does, but then still I don't know where money goes. Honestly, it's bus and then food, coming to college. Sometimes you're going out with your friends, sometimes you're going for a movie, sometimes you're hungry, sometimes you don't want to cook, right? Money mostly actually goes in food only. Managing money, learning how to manage money is very important. I think that's something I should have learned much before coming to Kolkata, but I put so much pressure once I came here.
Yeah.
I didn't think about this before. I think I should have. Everyone told me, you need to learn 100 things before going to college. I never took all that seriously because I just finished boards. Who's gonna take all this seriously, right? But after coming here, I realized that it was very important to learn finances. And now now that I live on my own, it's very important for me to manage my money.
Absolutely.
Because I cannot be broke all the time at home, right? You need to cook food. There are 100 things that you need to do on your own. And now, because of that pressure only, I learned a little bit. I kind of try to save up how much ever I have. I split it into half, or I put it into a different bank account, or I give it to a friend to keep it for me. So I'm kind of going with that right now.
So can we say that now, after 2 years of living on your own, you finally learned how to save money at the month end, or are you still saying that I'm broke, guys? It's month end.
It is month end. I'm still broke. See, I try really hard to take it till 25th and 26th, right? But after that, I also cannot. It's just very difficult.
That's, I think, college student
Right,
life
right.
that we all can relate, I think.
Right.
And how would you, since you again doing psychology and we understand how mental health works for us, so how do you manage your stress and your burnouts?
Honestly, it's a very toxic yet healthy way for me to manage my stress. I like to clean when I'm stressed. I stress clean.
Okay.
And it's a habit that I have for a very, very long time since I was a child.
Okay.
I never ever let people know about this because I knew, if I ever tell people about this, they would make me clean. Like even my mom never knew about this. I never told her.
Oh my god.
Because like she would use that against me. So I, from a very young age, I used to clean.
Yeah.
If I see anything dirty and I'm stressed, I would scrub it, clean it, make everything look perfect. If my surrounding was perfect, I would feel less stress. And it still works on me.
Yeah.
Exam pressure, any kind of pressure or stress that I have, I clean anything that I see is dirty. Once when I was in my PG, it was like exam season and 3 a.m. I was studying and nothing was entering my head. So I went out to see what's dirty and the fridge was dirty. So I started scrubbing the fridge and my flatmate came out of a sudden, what's that noise? And she saw me like scrubbing the fridge at 3 a.m.
Oh
because
my
I was so stressed. But I did. Like, that helped. That helps me. Cleaning, looking at everything perfect, looking at everything how I want it makes me feel better.
I mean, look, hey, we are no one to judge you out here. If that helps you, it helps you. And now we at least I know who to call anytime if I need a cleaning in my room.
All the tips that you want, I'll give it.
Absolutely, babe. So, our last and final question to you today is what is that one advice you would give to anyone that's moving out or thinking about moving out?
Well, there are many things that people never told me, right? 100 things that I think I should have heard. But something that I would like to tell my juniors is that, see, success is not going to be easy. There is no easy way whatsoever. Take the difficult path, have the courage, choose the difficult path. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. There are going to be 100 things to stress about, but you can always clean the fridge. It's going to be okay. You're going to do okay. Just take the difficult path. It's okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us for this episode, Priya. I'm so glad you could make it.
I'm very glad to be here. I'm so excited for this.
I'm super excited too for this to come out and for all our viewers to see this episode, because I think now the new admissions is also coming,
right,
and people will be moving out of their homes. They'll be planning on which college to go to, what degree they want. So I think this is a very helpful episode for them. So anyways, we will have these baatcheete all the time in every episode, and in each episode we'll be talking about a different topic. We'll be shedding on different aspects and different issues. Stay tuned with us on the SNU Amplified channels and follow us on all the social media handles. I'm your host Vinita, signing off. Adios.